Okay, I wanted to go over some fire starting tips with you. I'm gonna show you three things here, hopefully. Um, First thing I'm gonna show you is, in my opinion, one of the best fire starting tinders you can make. It's petroleum jelly cotton balls. It's very simple. I've used it for years and years and years, and they're just a wonderful fire starter. And then the next thing I'm gonna show you is how to use a Bic lighter when the fuel is gone. So I'm going to go through that and show you a few things with that. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is what I call the survival match. Something I learned a long time ago in an old issue of American Survival Guide. So I'm going to go through these things with you. So got my little bag here set up for making stuff. So let's start with the best survival fire starting tinder you can have, pretty much. Man-made, that is. It's cheap to make. You know, a bag of cotton balls costs you about, I don't know, $1 and some petroleum jelly. You know, I got this little tube here. I think it was like $1 or something, you know. Get off brands, whatever. Petroleum jelly, Vaseline, and some cotton balls. Whoops, dropped one. Now, make sure you get 100% natural cotton balls, alright? Some of the synthetic kind or the synthetic blends, they won't catch fire. So, here we go. Now, I learned about this from the late Christian Ansky. So this is how I learned to make them, by reading his work. So, what I like to do is just pull the cotton ball apart like this. Alright? And then we're going to take our Vaseline, our petroleum jelly here, and we're going to apply some. And we're going to massage it into the cotton. Now, the trick here, and the key that I learned from Christian Ansky, was massage it in good, but you don't want it sloppy wet. You know, you want the excess out. So use however much you need to get it very well saturated, and just get it all in there. You don't want to feel any dry cotton. Now, my hands here are pretty dirty, so a little more. Squeeze out the excess. And there you go. That's about it. That's about as simple. Yep, you know, some people get pretty complicated with it and, you know, melt it and soak the whole ball, then use the whole ball. But I tell you, folks, this little one's left of this cotton ball here. I'll just pull off this little bit. And then to use it, just fluff it up like such. Just like that. Then it's sticky, as you can see here. I'm about ready to ruin the temper of my knife, but there you go. That little guy there will burn for quite a while. And just that little bit is all you need. You can get a good fire going with that. And if it's real bad out, you can use a whole one. So there's your cotton ball petroleum jelly. Put that out here. Let me sit back down. Alright, so there you go. How to store them. You know, plastic baggie, film can. You can stuff a whole bunch of this cotton right inside a film can. Those Omni Seal bag, like I had in my mini kit, I use those a lot to store this stuff. And also the air salt baggie that I showed you how to make. Make up an air salt baggie and pack this stuff here full. So, alrighty, let's move on to the next thing. Now, this next one is called a survival match. I learned it in an old issue of American Survival Guide, for those of y'all that were around long enough back then for that magazine. Gentleman had an article, I think it was on canoeing or kayaking or something, and he showed a picture of his little survival tin kit, and inside the picture it had that little thing, and talked a little bit about it in the article. So what you need for it are some matches. I got my matches here in my K&M waterproof match case, and you need a waterproof fire loggy like I showed in my mini kit. This is actually the one I took out of my mini kit. I replaced what was in my mini kit with some quick fire tinder, so that was a little upgrade I made to it. So we're going to use this piece here, and you need to waterproof your matches. Now, I recommend Strike Anywhere matches, because you know that way you can do whatever you like, you know. But the Strike Anywhere matches, you know, strike them off anything, which is good in an emergency, but they're not waterproof. Now, the original article recommended hot wax. I don't prefer that. I find it degrades the match heads, so I like to use clear fingernail polish here. So what I'm going to do is just going to take a couple of my matches here. Now you need 3, I believe, for the fire starting, or the survival match. So I'm going to do 5 here real quick. And what I did was, oh, let me move the camera here for you. Right here, I'll zoom in, maybe. Right here, I just sawed a little notch into my log, so my matches will kind of stay in there while I do this. We'll just do those right there for now. Just like that. Probably should have sawed it the other way so you could see it. But all we're going to do is take our clear fingernail polish. Whoops, sorry about that. And paint the matchstick, or the match head, and the matchstick. Paint down the matchstick too. That'll help seal up the matchstick. Now, excuse me here, I'm not being a very good cinematographer. There we go. Just gonna paint it, and then we'll let it dry while we go about doing some other business.